Season 14 has finally begun, and everything is starting fresh again. Fresh character, fresh gear, fresh grind, and if you want to reach level 70 as fast as possible, this is the route you need to know. In this video, I will show you one of the fastest way to level your character to 70 within 2 hours. First, create your seasonal character, choose your favorite class, skip the campaign, give your character a cool name, and start the game on normal difficulty. Don't make your life harder at the beginning. You are fresh, you have no gear, no proper setup, and no reason to struggle early. Normal difficulty is good enough to get this strategy started. But before we jump into the guide, this video is sponsored by Senior Unlocks. If you want to instantly stack your character with gold, runes, gems, boss material, or even speed up your paragon leveling, check out seniorunlocks.com. They offer plenty of options for Diablo 4, Path of Exile 2, and more, with multiple gaming platforms with fast delivery around 20 minutes, with a 4.9 star rating on Trustpilot. The link is in the description, and use code DCSK at checkout to get 5% off your order for a limited time. Alright, now back to the leveling route. As soon as you log in, teleport straight to Themis, skip the seasonal quest for now, set up your pet, set up your mercenary, claim anything useful that can help your character, then speak to Tyrell to unlock war plans. War plans are the main reason this leveling route is so fast. We are using war plans to quickly level the Helltide activity skill 3. And once that reaches level 2, the XP starts getting ridiculous. The goal is very simple. We want to rush the Helltide activity skill 3 to level 2 as fast as possible, because at level 2, you can unlock Hellmouth and Right and Rod. These two nodes are the most important part of this entire method. Hellmouth allows Magus to drop XP orbs upon slain, and Right and Rod makes the Hellworm ambushes much better for leveling, because they can spew out Magus and sometimes even Pangs of Duria. When you kill these Magus and Pangs of Duria, they can burst out a huge amount of XP orbs, and those XP orbs are basically the reason this method can push you all the way to level 70 so fast. So before the real farming begins, your first objective is to get your Helltide skill 3 to level 2. For the faster start, try to find a war plan that gives you at least 2 Helltide activities early. This part is optional, but it can make the kickstart much faster. If your first war plan is really bad and give you no Helltide activity at all, you can delete the character and remake another one until your first war plan gives you a better start. Again, this is optional. If you don't want to do that, just continue with whatever you get and prioritize Helltide whenever it appears. For your second war plan and onwards, always try to pick more Helltide activities whenever possible. You have 3 chances to reroll your war plan option, so use them to look for Helltide activity. If it doesn't appear, don't panic. Just complete the fastest activity available and move on to the next war plan. When you finally enter Helltide, your first job is to farm cinders and open torture chests to complete the Helltide activity. The fastest way to farm cinders early is look for high monster density areas, especially Raptures. This spawns a lot of monsters, which means more cinders, more threat meter progress, and faster chest opening. Besides Raptures, Hellspires and Ravenous Soul Spires mini events are also very good, because they keep spawning monsters around you and help you farm cinders quickly. Once you have enough cinders to open a torture chest, here's where the speedrun tricks comes in. Go to the torture chest, but don't open it yet. Leave the game, change the difficulty to Penitent, log back in, then open the torture chest on Penitent difficulty. Doing this gives you more experience and more Helltide activity XP from the chest, which helps you level up the Helltide skill 3 much faster. But be careful, you are still under level and under gear, so Penitent can be dangerous. If you die too easily, don't force it. You can stay on normal or try hard or expert difficulty instead. The method still works, it just may take a little longer. After opening the chest, you can switch back to normal and continue farming safely. As soon as your Helltide skill 3 reaches level 1, put your first point into Rash Vermin. This node is really useful early because it causes demonic rats to frequently attack you during Helltide. These rats are easy to kill and they can drop a lot of cinders, which helps you to open torture chests faster and complete more Helltide activities. So at the beginning, Rash Vermin is great for speed up your first few war plan completion. But once your Helltide skill 3 reaches level 2, this is where the real leveling begins. At this point, refund your point and switch to Helmuth and Right and Rod. Now your main objective is no longer just opening chests. Your real objective is to build your Helltide trap meter to the third bar, trigger Hellworm ambushes, and farm the Magus for XP orbs. Once your trap meter reaches the third bar, stop killing every random monster around you anymore. Killing monsters keep increasing your trap meter, and once the meter fills completely, it resets and the Hellworm farming stops. So if you want to maximize XP, you want to keep the third bar active as long as possible and focus mainly on killing Magus and Pangs of Fury. This is the most important part of the whole method. Right around the Helltide zone, trigger Hellworms, kill the Magus, collect the XP orbs, then move to the next Hellworm spot. Hellworms usually spawn at fixed location, so once you find a few good spots, remember them and keep looping between them. You can also use Helltide.com to make it easier to see possible Hellworm locations and plan your route faster. When the Hellworm appears, don't waste time fighting every small mob in the area, focus on the Magus, they are the XP jackpot. If Pangs of Fury appears, kill it too, because it can drop useful rewards, rare keys, and more XP orbs. While farming Magus and Pangs of Fury, you will still collect a lot of cinders, but don't open torture chests while your trap meter is sitting on the third bar, because opening torture chests can increase your trap meter and may push it too far. Instead, save your cinders and only open torture chests after your trap meter resets, or when you are trying to complete another Helltide activity for war plans. Also, try your best not to die. Dying in Helltide is a huge time loss because it can reset your trap meter and slow down the entire farm. So don't play too greedy, don't stand in dangerous effect, and if your gear is bad, stay on a safer difficulty until your build feels better. And when your trap meter reaches max and the Hellborn spawn, don't waste too much time fighting it if your damage is low. Early on, Hellborn can take way too long to kill, and that time is usually better spent going back into the Hellworm loops. While you are leveling, don't forget to keep upgrading your gear. You don't need to spend 5 minutes in town after every single run, but you should quickly equip better weapons, better armor, and anything that gives you more damage, movement speed, or survivability. You can temper movement speed or use full damage bonuses. Do it quickly, but don't overthink your gear too much before level 70. You should also keep an eye on your season journey and season rank rewards. Some objectives will be completed naturally while you are farming, and this can give you useful rewards like XP, material, skill points, and other bonuses that help your character progress faster. Also, if you see a seasonal rupture nearby and it doesn't slow you down too much, you can clear it for extra monsters and rewards. But don't get distracted for too long, the main goal is still the same. Rush Helltide level 2, unlock Helmuth and Right and Rod, then build your trap meter to the third bar. Right around Helltide, trigger Hellworm, kill the Magus and Pangs of Fury, collect the XP orbs, and keep repeating the loop until you reach level 70. That's basically the whole strategy. If you can do this properly, minimize town time, don't die too much, and keep your route clean, you can reach level 70 extremely fast. Possibly around 2 hours depending on your class and setup and how fast you play. After that, you can start preparing for the real endgame. Upgrade your gear, craft level 70 items, use your obos, improve your build, move into higher difficulty if you haven't already, and start pushing pit levels, unlock higher difficulties, farming bosses, nightmare dungeons, Curious Undercity, and everything else Season 14 has to offer. So if this guide helped you level faster, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments how fast you reach level 70 this season. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.